Some doors should never be opened. Some secrets should stay buried. You think you know horror? You haven't seen anything until you step inside Blackwood Manor. But be warned, once you're in, you might never leave. Listen closely. Can you hear them? The voices of the lost, trapped within these walls, waiting for you. The year was 1998. The place, Blackwood Manor, an abandoned hotel nestled deep in the Scottish Highlands. Locals whispered tales of its dark past, of unexplained disappearances, and a pervasive chill that clung to the very stones of the building. Most people avoided it, but not our group, not yet. There were 4 of us, drawn together by a shared love for the unknown, and perhaps a touch of youthful arrogance. First, there was Liam, tall, with a mop of unruly brown hair and a perpetual camera slung around his neck. Liam was a budding documentary filmmaker, always searching for the next big story. His strength was his sharp eye for detail, his ability to spot things others missed. His weakness? A stubborn refusal to believe in anything he couldn't capture on film. A need to rationalize even the most inexplicable events. Liam's childhood was spent in a small, quiet town where nothing ever happened. He yearned for excitement, for something that would make his mark on the world. Then there was Chloe. She was the brains of the operation, a history student with a passion for folklore and ancient texts. Chloe was the most cautious of us, always researching, always looking for logical explanations. Her strength lay in her extensive knowledge and her calm under pressure. Her weakness, however, was a deep-seated fear of the unknown, a fear she desperately tried to suppress with facts and logic. Marcus was our protector. A former rugby player, he was built like a tank, with a booming laugh and an unshakable confidence. His strength was his physical prowess and his unwavering loyalty to his friends. But Marcus had a hidden fear, a profound claustrophobia developed after a childhood accident where he was trapped in a collapsed building. He scoffed at ghost stories, but the idea of being confined in a dark, old place gnawed at him. Marcus had always felt a need to protect others, a deep responsibility. He saw the hotel as a challenge, a way to conquer his own fears by facing a supposedly dangerous place. And finally, me, Sarah. I was the sensitive one, the artist, always sketching, always feeling. My strength was my intuition, a gut feeling that often warned me of danger. My weakness? I was easily overwhelmed by strong emotions, especially fear. My dreams were often vivid and prophetic, a gift I sometimes wished I didn't have. Growing up, I'd always felt a strong connection to things unseen, experiencing strange occurrences that others dismissed as imagination. The Blackwood Manor felt like a magnet to me, a place where the veil between worlds felt thin. I didn't want to prove anything. I wanted to experience it, to understand the whispers I sometimes heard in the wind. I felt a strange pull, a morbid curiosity to confront the source of these unsettling feelings. We arrived at Blackwood Manor on a dreary autumn afternoon. The sky was a bruised purple, and a cold wind whistled through the skeletal trees. The hotel loomed before us, a dark silhouette against the dying light. Broken windows stared out like vacant eyes, and the grand entrance doors hung ajar, inviting us into its decaying embrace. Liam, ever the filmmaker, was immediately setting up his camera, his face alight with excitement. "This is it, guys, the real deal." Chloe, her brow furrowed, consulted a tattered map she'd drawn based on old blueprints. The library is supposed to be the most active, and the old ballroom. Marcus, despite his bravado, kept glancing nervously at the crumbling facade. "Just don't get us locked in, all right?" I shivered, a familiar chill running down my spine. The air felt heavy, like a suffocating blanket. I could almost hear the echoes of past lives, faint whispers on the wind. We pushed open the creaking doors, and a wave of stale, musty air enveloped us. Dust motes danced in the slivers of light that pierced the gloom. The grand lobby, once magnificent, was now a ruin. Furniture lay overturned, chandeliers hung precariously, and cobwebs draped every surface like macabre lace. As we explored, the strange occurrences began. First, it was subtle. The temperature in certain rooms would plummet without explanation. Faint piano music, tinny and melancholic, would drift from seemingly empty rooms. Liam would rush to film, only to find nothing. Chloe would search for drafts, for loose wires, anything to explain it. Marcus would grip his flashlight tighter, his jovial demeanor slowly fading. And I just felt it. A growing sense of dread, a tightening in my chest. One night, we decided to set up camp in the old ballroom. It was a vast, cavernous space, the once gilded walls now peeling and stained. Suddenly, the temperature dropped. Our breath plumed in the air. A cold gust of wind swept through the room, even though all the windows were closed. Then, the whispers started. Not just a faint murmur, but distinct, overlapping voices, as if a crowd had suddenly materialized around us. They were unintelligible, like a cacophony of sorrow and anger. Liam's eyes widened. "Did you get that, Sarah? Did you hear that, Chloe?" He fumbled with his camera, trying to point it in the direction of the sounds. Chloe's face was pale. It's impossible. There's no one here." She clutched a leather-bound book to her chest. Marcus, for the first time, looked truly afraid. He backed away from the entrance, his eyes scanning the shadows. "This isn't right. This isn't right at all." I dropped my sketchbook, my hands trembling. The whispers grew louder, swirling around us, pressing in. I felt a hand brush my hair, cold as ice. I cried out, "Sarah, what is it?" Marcus was beside me in an instant, his arm around my shoulders. Something touched me. Suddenly, a heavy, ornate mirror on the far wall slowly tilted, then crashed to the floor, shattering into 1,000 pieces. The sound echoed through the silent manor, deafening. Liam, surprisingly, was invigorated. "This is incredible. We're finally getting something." He was filming frantically, his rational mind struggling to make sense of the chaos. Yet his drive for the story overriding his fear. Chloe, however, was close to tears. "Liam, stop. This isn't a story anymore. This is something else." She remembered her sister's unexplained passing, and a cold dread washed over her. Was this the same kind of inexplicable force? She needed answers, not just footage. Marcus, his claustrophobia kicking in, felt the walls closing in. He needed to get us out, to protect us. He saw the genuine fear in our eyes, and his protector instincts flared. "We need to go, now." But I couldn't move. The whispers had become a chorus, and I saw fleeting shadows dance at the edge of my vision. Gaunt figures, their eyes burning with an ancient pain. I felt a magnetic pull towards the shattered mirror, a strange fascination. I felt a strange connection to them, a resonance with their pain. I wasn't just observing, I was feeling it. I needed to understand what they wanted. Suddenly, the air grew incredibly heavy, pressing down on us. A cold wind whipped through the ballroom, carrying with it a faint, sickly, sweet scent, like decaying flowers. The whispers intensified, morphing into a low, guttural growl that vibrated through the floorboards. Liam, still filming, stumbled backward, his eyes wide with a mix of terror and exhilaration. He had his proof, undeniable proof, but at what cost? Chloe screamed as a spectral hand, dark and skeletal, seemed to reach out from the shadows towards her. She finally understood that some things could not be explained away by logic or facts. She wanted to know why this was happening. What tragedy had birthed such malice? Marcus, seeing Chloe's terror, roared and charged at the empty air, his fists clenched, ready to fight the unseen. And I, still mesmerized by the broken mirror, felt a powerful urge to step through the shattered glass, to follow the shadows I saw dancing beyond. The last thing we saw before the camera static took over, before the chilling silence descended, was Liam dropping his camera, Chloe collapsing to the floor, Marcus frozen in mid-charge, and me, my hand outstretched towards the shimmering void in the shattered mirror, a faint, unsettling smile on my face. The screen fades to black. The creaking and whispering sounds return, slowly fading into an unnerving silence. What happened to them? Did they escape? Did they become part of the manor's spectral inhabitants? If you were hooked by the chilling tales of Blackwood Manor, don't let the horror end here. Subscribe to our channel for more real-life paranormal investigations and spine-tingling stories. Hit that bell icon so you never miss a haunting. If this story sent shivers down your spine, give us a like. It helps us bring more chilling content your way. Share this video with a friend who loves a good scare. Let's spread the word about Blackwood Manor's dark secrets. Share your own haunts. Do you have a personal encounter with the supernatural? A chilling experience that defies explanation? We want to hear it. Send us your real-life ghost stories, paranormal experiences, or unexplained phenomena to globalghoststories@gmail.com. Your story could be featured in a future video, sharing your chilling tale with our community of fellow horror enthusiasts. We can't wait to read them.